Hello, during this presentation, I'm going to be speaking on the importance of nonverbal communication. First, I want to talk about a little background of what nonverbal communication actually is. Nonverbal communication is any type of communication that is not conveyed through what the person is actually saying. After doing some research, I found that most experts agree that 70 to 93% of all communication is nonverbal. So this means that less than 30% of what you're actually saying to the other person is what is getting across to the other person. The reason to listen to this presentation is I want to show the importance of nonverbal communication while communicating, and hopefully after this you'll be better at speaking with another person or an audience. The thesis of this is while speaking to an individual or group, nonverbal communication is as important as what you are saying while speaking. The three things you can focus on is eye contact, body language, and your tone of voice while communicating. Although there's other forms of nonverbal communication, after looking at all of them, I found that these three are the most important to me and that I want to focus on during this presentation. The first one I'm going to speak about is eye contact and also what it looks like while communicating. Eye contact really sets the tone of the conversation. If you're looking at somebody more while you're communicating with them, they tend to take you more serious. You also want to hold eye contact, but not for too long and not for too short. For example, if I was just staring at you while in a conversation, I feel like that would come off a little awkward, and I think that you really need to focus on not staring someone in their soul for too long, but also you don't want to just be really jittery and looking at everything too short and looking really distracted. So for the second thing I'm going to talk about is body language. The four main body language techniques I'm going to speak about is facial expressions, body movement and posture, your gestures, and your space. First, we're going to speak about facial expressions. This can include your eyebrows, your smile when you're speaking to somebody. While talking about your body movement and posture, you really want to have some good, upright posture. You don't want to be slouching. Your gestures, your hands should really match what you're trying to get across. And especially now due to COVID-19, you really want to give people some space while you're speaking to them. Here, just a little slide to alliterate what I just said. Some good examples of body language, again, is having your shoulders back, chest up, have some pride in what you're trying to get across. Face whoever you're speaking to. You want to let them know that you're talking to them, and having your hands match your tone. This can really help you give some more communication while you're speaking to them. Some bad examples of this is slouching, not facing the audience. If I was in front of a group of people and had my back face them and I was reading off a slide, that's an immediate red flag. If I was fidgeting with my hands, looking all nervous, it would also seem very unprofessional. And also having my arms folded in front of my body would give off a little rude tone to the presentation. The last nonverbal communication I'm going to give off is tone of voice. This can really vary on what context you're speaking in. A fact that I found is, for example, 10% of conflict is due to differences of opinion and 90% to the tone of voice. That's a really high percentage of conflict really formed from the tone of voice. So this means, if you're speaking in a quiet setting on a more serious tone, you want to have, a serious tone of voice. If you're in a comedic environment, you're going to be speaking with more, comedic attitude. You don't want to be all serious while you're trying to make somebody laugh, and vice versa. And the conclusion of all this, just to wrap it up, is while communicating, it is always important to remember how you are communicating nonverbally. Although there are many forms of communicating nonverbally, having good eye contact, maintaining good body language, and speaking in the appropriate tone of voice can be beneficial to you and whoever you are speaking to. So just remember to keep your eye contact not too long, not too short. Have some pride in what you're saying. Keep your posture good. And also remember to keep your tone of voice. Speak clearly when you're speaking to somebody, and just make sure you say it with your chest. And there's my work cited, and that's it.